I talk to God like what's next for me. I'm just fulfilling my destiny. Fulfilling my destiny, yeah. I talk to God like what's next for me. I'm just fulfilling my destiny. I talk to God like what's next for me. I'm just fulfilling my destiny.
Yeah, I got somebody I love. Someone who's really important to me, but now they addicted to drugs. Someone who not who they used to be, and we ain't been keeping in touch. I ain't gonna say any names at all, cause I don't want no one to judge. But I wrote the song, I hope when they hear it, they'll never forget who they was. I hope you feeling your spirit enough. I wanna just tell you I love you in case that you really don't hear it as much. I know we ain't talked in a while, but fuck it, I really don't care what it was. I wanna reach out, but you keep on shutting me down. You ain't been caring as much. What the fuck happened to you? You losing a fight. I never thought I'd see the day that you let addiction ruin your life. Everyone calling that shit a disease and making you feel like you in the right. But I hate the fact that you really be using that as an excuse to do what you like, to do what you might.
I talk to God like what's next for me. I'm just fulfilling my destiny. Fulfilling my destiny, yeah. I talk to God like what's next for me. I'm just fulfilling my destiny. I talk to God like what's next for me. I talk to God like what's next for me. I'm just fulfilling my destiny. Yeah, my pops told me he was proud. I don't think he knew what that meant to me. Yeah, you try to take advantage of me. Before you die, you'll be dead to me. Before you die, you'll be dead to me. Left when they question me, y'all ain't no threat to me.
And I keep on praying and reaching for you. I hope you look in the mirror and see all the things I've been seeing in you. Hope your reflection will send you a message and show you this shit is much deeper than you. If you don't believe in yourself, then you'll never believe in somebody believing in you. And I gotta tell you the truth, cause I'm about to lose it. And you in denial about it and just wanna make up a million excuses. Tearing our family apart, but you leave it scarred and everyone bruises. Every decision affecting us all, and if you get lost, then everyone loses. For real. And I'ma be next to lead. I know that God got a plan and you ain't fulfilling your destiny. Much as I need you, I will not be sticking around or watching you rest in peace. I promise I love you, but I gotta do what's best for me.
I talk to God like what's next for me. I'm just fulfilling my destiny. Fulfilling my destiny, yeah. I talk to God like what's next for me. I'm just fulfilling my destiny. I talk to God like what's next for me. I talk to God like what's next for me. I'm just fulfilling my destiny. Yeah, my pops told me he was proud. I don't think he knew what that meant to me. Yeah, you try to take advantage of me. Before you die, you'll be dead to me. Before you die, you'll be dead to me. Left when they question me, y'all ain't no threat to me.
I remember. Oh shit. Hold on. I almost remembered everything. I had to shut the damn fan off. Yeah, you seen him saying shit in my comments? 99 bananas. Before we get into that, let me start with Caskey. Caskey was one of the first people I researched and went through during Quentin's case when I was looking into Danny. What I did in his case was I went after Danny's personality. The personality that I seen that told me that young man was innocent in Quentin's case. We've had lives where we covered his addiction with his family's support, with Danny's support. I've never been attacked by them. I got to share a little bit of music when I was in the hospital. However, I didn't get to share everything I wanted. And I know that I have some people from in there that's going to listen to some of the things I'm sharing because I asked them to. And they said they'd sub to me within time. Most are still in there. Some has gotten out. I made connections. And I was on a psych ward. We ain't going to get all into that. There's things, there's HIPAA laws, and damn cigarette keeps going out. Other things I can't talk about. Things I'm not comfortable talking about. However, I did run into an amazing human that I didn't know, but I know of his family. I know them a little bit. I don't know them. I know who they're close to in my life from the same town I've been covering. And I'm not going to give no names, but this person meant a lot to me. I'm going to tell you a tiny bit why. He's a war hero. I'm not sure which war he was in yet. I'm researching. He was affected. He was hit in an airplane bunker. I'm unsure of the year. I'm reaching out to people that knew him. I knew people who knew him. He was my sister's age. When I tell you that CPTSD and PTSD is real in Army vets, it's something memorable that you will never forget. I have a lot to cover on this subject. However, I don't have permission to cover it. And it got me to doing a lot of thinking and watching videos last night. I wouldn't necessarily say research, but a lot of thinking about who my ties are to Tennessee in Summer's case, and who I believe is related to who, such as Ernie. I don't know who caught Ernie's panel last night, but it was something. Lisa Kay and her yappity yap, 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 yap. However, back to Danny just a minute. There's a young man that told me he wants to start getting into music. It was a positive in a music group that we had. We were singing Rockstar by The Baby while I was in there. He was a young man, and it often reminded me of myself staring at him, even though he was a man and he was of a different race and a different size. He was an amazing young man. He has a bright future ahead of him. And I remember being young and angry and being locked in places because my mother hated me. This is something I went through when I was a kid. And in my opinion, it feels like my family has been pushing me to do this. So I offered the 201 myself because I'm just sick of fighting everybody. And I wanted to stay longer than I stayed because I feel like I still needed more help, but not in the direction that my husband decided to go for me when he decided after I 201 myself to go tell some bullshit to the doctors again and try to 302 me behind my back again with my son again. I don't know what this shit is, but your husband's supposed to support you. When I make promises, I keep them. I had every intention on staying. However, my therapy's not through. I did start a medication. I was on a psychosis floor. They started me on a medication that also treats bipolar, and I do believe I might have bipolar. They didn't diagnose me with anything. Nothing that they told me. My husband tried to make it seem like schizophrenia because I was scared of the poisoning thing. Remember that? Yeah. I still think that's a thing, and I left the hospital on my grounds. So the way they do it here, Earl, I know you're laying down, but can you get me the 302 or the 201 papers?
Yeah.
Please.
I don't know where.
I want to give you the laws of Pennsylvania. If somebody in your family contests or the doctors think that you're schizophrenic, usually based off of what your family said, they will keep you and observe you for up to 72 hours, and they will fight you in court to do so. It then turns into a 302. It is real, 99 bananas, and I do have traumas that you're bipolar, little Dev. I have many traumas, and I often self-diagnose myself, and that's the problem. When I 201'd myself into this hospital, I had false belief that I would be able to sign myself out at my own content. And then my husband and my son did some real dirty shit, but we're just going to let that slide for right now because I have much bigger, important things to cover. And I want to really dig into a lot of things when it comes to the military and those who are included in Summer's case who may be connected up to here by military. I'm looking for years. I would love to know what year Ernie served, and was he on a Kentucky Army base? Was he in the Army? Can somebody give me his shit? I'm concerned. Wait, let me read the 201 features. 302 commitment. Hold on. Someone becomes concerned for your safety. Wait, I have to be honest with you about something. The doctors did keep me for one other reason. This is something I didn't tell you, and I think before I read anything, I should be extremely upfront with you. My husband's been playing so many games with my head, in my opinion, that it caused me to attempt an unaliving. I put a bottle of hydrocortisone in my mouth. This bottle, to be exact, the pills are all ruined for me doing so. 5 milligram pills, I don't know what it would have done to me. It's like an anti-itchy. My son took it for his rash and it was just laying here and it's expired. My husband threw them out of my mouth, and then he went to the hospital and didn't believe me when I said I was committed to taking care of my mental health. I do have appointments coming up, which, by the way, my doctors told me they would be watching my channel and checking on it and shit. I don't fucking know. Anyways, just in case you're out there, I need to switch that appointment date back from the 6th to from the 7th to the 6th because I was wrong, or the 8th, whatever you had it. I was wrong about the date. It is the date of the appointment we just made. I had the date wrong. I'll be calling you to make sure we switch it back or another date, whatever you guys can work with. But I do have an intake appointment with the same hospital. I also have some concerns about this hospital and how they treat their vets, but that's for another day. But I met a very, very, very special man who grew up in the same area I did and knows many people I know. And he was close to Chester and Chester's family. We went to the same elementary school, although he was 4 years younger than me. And this man's kind of stuck in 8th grade, and I don't know what's real and what's not. And that's what I discovered last night talking to people who know him. But he has touched my life that I don't want to come out here and talk about him without his permission or until he's well enough. I will tell you that after I left, he was moved to the VA. And this is a man who was reserved and didn't do things before I got there. And when he found somebody from home, he opened up. It took a lot, and by the time I left, he was given advice in coping skills groups, which was kind of amazing to me. And there's some other people I met there too that I want to talk about, but just like this, without giving too many details. And I really don't want to say any more. It has nothing to do. I will tell you, no, not yet. Not yet. I will eventually catch you up and tell you everything. Yes, mental health is a real thing, but I just want to make sure that my new best friend is okay. We drew the whole time we were there together, and he just opened my eyes to a lot of things. And not just him, the whole thing did. Now, as far as my mental health, I think I needed that. I relived my teenage years. I did something really fucking dumb. When I found out Earl was 302ing me and they were listening to what I believe is my abuser in one way or another, that I had planned on deciding whether I was going to kick out or keep, and you seen I wrote that in my post. It felt like the doctors were against me with him and wouldn't listen to my story. You know how Jody Sue often complains that people don't listen? Fucking that. The fuck? My room is a mess. I got wood everywhere. I'm making all kinds of stuff. I'll show you in a minute. But anyways, you know how Jody Sue says people don't listen? This is the first time I got a taste of that. Or at least I felt like that. It feels like people were against you. But when your family, when your husband is making your family believe things that aren't real, it's hard to be open with people and get the help you need. And there's other reasons too. I may have to contact attorney. I don't know. It's a long story. However, we're going to drop that there. The 201, 302. You know what? We'll read this another time because I want to go over some mental health stuff. I've been watching stuff and I want to start switching some things on my channel. Have any of you ever seen Speakeasy? I don't know what his deal is with Tiffany and Benny, and they've had shit in the past, rap. I don't fucking know. I ain't into that. I like his channel because he winged off from true crime and he did something different. He does a bunch of these battles, like he does different shows every night. He'll build people up. He takes an amount and he has like a game show. He goes on different panels and I really like his thing. However, meeting this friend of mine, I thought it gave me a really good idea and an opportunity to go over what our military means to us, because it looks like I'm attacking somebody who is a veteran of the military when I go after my brother, my ex-brother-in-law. I'm sorry. I considered him my brother-in-law because he was a very big part of my life for a very long time. I'm smoking way too much. I never knew cigarettes and I got right out and smoked. I wasn't there long enough. I don't get on here to put my ex-brother-in-law down. Eggplant Penis Head, are you out there? We always debated politics. He was always a Trump supporter and he always thought I wasn't. However, I'm not a Trump supporter, but I was never another supporter neither. I just wanted whoever America thought was best to win. I think the vagina heads are a bit too far. I don't know why Jody Sue's fucking chasing skinheads in the fucking woods with Black Lives Matter when there's never black lives in the place, because Dawn's seen them in black cars and Jody Sue said they never go there. So what fucking friends was she talking about running in the woods with? I asked her years ago who they were and why she was doing that. But was it my cousin Stevie? Because there's some funky shit going on there. And he does connect it down there. I am on the medicine I'm on. Who said that? I am bipolar. Is Abilify. It's on the lowest dose they can possibly give, and I'm willing to give it a try. I didn't fight it in the hospital or anything like that, and I'm excited to see what it does because I've been on Straterline for years. And Straterline worked till things with Summer's case got really bad for me because of lawsuits and, you know, all this shit. However, I don't know, like I've been sharing shit with my brother-in-law. It's all on my community post. I'm not going to do that. I don't even want to talk family shit. We'll let the DOJ and FBI and FBI card team and everybody else figure it out, because, you know, my ex-eggplant penis head doesn't fucking believe in Summer's case, that he doesn't care about a little girl that's out of state, although he was a military vet hero. He was blown up in an IUD. Hey, wee Scottish Ma. He did have an incident where one of his best friends passed away and he had to watch that. There was another incident he told me about that he now later denies. And they have concerns what it's done to his mental health to make him want to date a married woman only on weekends when he makes like $1 million every 2 years. 1.2 million on a $650,000 pay he gets that he announced in my chat while he bragged about going to Vegas all the time. Hey, say hi to Dean while you're there, Bob. Ain't y'all both from McKeesport or some shit? And didn't I see like Dean's new wife's? God, ain't she in her 30s? Like 34? Couple years older than our son. Baton Rouge, right? Some shit like that with the Janine Mural. Y'all silly as fuck. I don't know. You make out of it what it is. Do your research. I've covered it all. Hi, Squall. Nothing's changed. They kept me for the 2 days. They observed me. Observed. I sound like Prayer Garden. They observed me and they let me go. Because there was not much to be concerned about. However, I agree with treatment. My family says I need it. I'm going to do it. That's what I promised and stuck to till my husband did dumb shit. And I wanted to relive my teenage Will's Tales years where I ran the fuck out of the building while the doctor was walking out the door and said, I'm going to motherfuck home. Just because I'm 48, don't think I won't fucking do the same shit, and I don't like dirty shit. There's a whole reason for that. Somebody works there in my family that was pretty high up on the ranks. And I had some problems with them around the time my first son was born. So it's a little bit of PTSD because my other child needed a heart transplant at the time. And not too many years later, my first husband would commit suicide after we broke up. And he was never allowed to see them. After he was SA'd in a foster home for many years. And I found out after we were married the whole story. Because in my opinion, his birth mom's a fucking... You know what? I've said too much. I have a lot to talk about. That's what I came here to talk about, my family. We can get into it and my traumas that make me who I am and why I feel like I do. And one day we're going to get into my friend. We're going to call him Coffee for right now. We drank decaf coffee and Drew every day. And we made each other smile and mad. He had a lot to talk about. Something I witnessed was, you know how they tell us don't talk to our vets about their CPTSD? I don't think it's a good idea to do that. I am going to play another song. I'll cut that too, or I didn't monetize. We'll see what happens. You know how they tell our vets, you know what? You know how they tell us not to talk about our vets' trauma. I believe that, but in my position, I was in a vulnerable position where it was people that didn't understand that concept. And this man was vulnerable. It was difficult to watch. And a song that he requested in a music group that touched my heart more than anything on this earth as I watched him cry was this song that also goes out to a young man, very young, who one day is going to be an amazing musician and is already, because I haven't heard him play. However, he's been through a lot. He'll know what it is. I'm going to love you forever, Coffee. That song will forever hold new memories. That's all you guys need to know now. This is probably my brother-in-law or his weekend, whatever the fuck she is. Go read my community posts. I am a bit strange, liar. Your name fits you so well. Do you want a link? Nothing's changed, and I am going to be fine. Summer's case is brought up, especially since January 28th. A lot of issues in my own life that I think I've never dealt with. And those closest to me will understand that. I have had a traumatic life, and I'm not. That's why I came here. Do you guys remember that when I told you that way at the beginning and all the way through? I want to start going over my David Britt videos again. I don't know why. Something's calling me to them. Not tonight. But I had a big fight with Lisa Kay last night on Ernie. And Ernie denied something and then agreed with something, then got weird about something. He did his Ernie thing, and I don't know what's real and what's not with that fucking tiger. Kitty cat, pussy cat. Or Lisa Kay. I mean, don't you think their fucking relationship is strange as hell? After I get some sleep, because I am getting tired, I think what I'm going to do is come back and go over that. If Ernie leaves it up, he has a tendency of deleting my shit. However, I keep offering him an olive branch because Ernie's been through some shit too. And we've all watched it live here. And mental health is important. I mean, I said that a long time ago when I first started covering Ernie. Although I do think some of the shit he does with Candace is strange. I do think now that he's telling us U.S. Marshals stopped him at an airport in Florida is fucking weird as fuck. And now he's being charged with SAing someone. And it's legally documented. However, he's stating he's sick again. Ernie, I'd like an update on your cancer and your car wreck. And now he got S-transmitted thing that he's admitted to. I like Brad. I don't know who was. I like Ghost too, and I don't understand who was on his panel last night fucking trashing me. It was one of them too. I got to re-listen to everything. However, I don't know why they're trashing me because I never see them people in my chat unless they're coming to troll. It's so weird. He's not being charged. Is it legally documented, though? I mean, we'll look into it. I want to give Ernie the benefit of the doubt. I believe Ernie knows somebody else who is two people, possibly, that were war vets that I knew growing up, and I keep talking about it, and I think that I want to start covering a lot of war stuff. Just going over history maybe once a week. Twice a week. I still want to cover summer. I want to start to change some of my content back to music. Oh, back to Danny and Caskey. If you guys have been paying attention to my comments, Crackle reached back out to me when I didn't have a Facebook. I took my husband's Facebook and put my YouTube name on it. So whoever's on there, message me. I'm going to pick a couple to get a free gift if you want it. If you trust me enough to give me your address, I'm not Nita. I don't want no personal details. I'd prefer a post office box or whatever. It's going to be shipped for me because I made it. And it's a way for me to promote my own shit instead of just music. And it ain't all like great shit. We've been cutting a tree without a good saw. But I made this little pumpkin. Look, I was thinking this could be a giveaway. We're going to do some stuff on the Facebook. One thing that I did in the mental ward was the TV remote was lost. One of the people in there must have done something with the remote or something happened to it. And they couldn't get the TV to turn on one wing and they couldn't get the radio to turn on another. I got stuck on the wing with the music, which is absolutely fucking amazing, with my friend Coffee. And some really good staff and some really not so good staff. It was an adventure, something I haven't experienced since I was a young kid, and I think I needed that, not only for me, but to open my eyes to what's real out there in this world. And wasn't Penny part of the Marines? Penny, I would love to have a conversation with you. Hold on. I gotta sniffle. Bucket. That was from crying. Sorry, gross. Anyways, I don't ever want to disrespect Penny, and isn't her husband like in the military and cop's son or something? Benny reported on. Tiffany and Benny went after her. She went after him. Penny wrote me some shit that I lost because I lose a lot of shit. However, I'm curious to know when everybody served what their role was and to hear their story. I don't know, Wee Scottish Mom. I haven't even watched Chasing or Duchess, or haven't really checked in on Squall or anything much. You guys see, I've been going through fucking hell here. And yes, mental illness is real as fuck. I've had a lot of traumas in life. Life hasn't been easy, but I'm not here to say poor me. Maybe I am a little bit. Maybe I need a little bit of love today. Listen, guys, I also made a post in my community post about my Cash App, if you guys want to look at that. But I do have some stuff here. Check these out. I'm going to turn these into keychains. It's a little alien ship. It has a little charm on it. Hold on. Let me see if I can... Anyways, they're made out of the wood. Remember, I was talking about the different things I was going to do with the wood. My husband last night, I want to start a table, though, because that's what I really like doing. And my husband and I were talking last night, and I had him bring up we have a really big piece of the trunk up here, cut. But it's a little too fat. So I was like, I don't think that's going to work. Oh, thank you, Wee Scottish Ma. I was like, I don't think that's going to work as a table. We're not going to be able to send that off. I'll have to take that to a show or marketplace or something. But I was like, you know what we could do with it is turn it into like some kind of chair for like a cool room. And I might actually keep it. And after Halloween, take all of the clowns down. Let's do another music break. It's Halloween time. Am I on a prank? What's Benny gonna do? He's being too nice. Hold on. This is for the people I was trying to get them to listen to. Rhino Oaks. It was horrible. You can't listen to shit in there. No real caffeine either. That's why I'm calling my friend Coffee. Hi, Benny. You up for that debate?
What you see?
I'm sorry, we Scottish. It's a joke. I'm sorry. Okay. So let's go. I'm not monetizing this. I do want to go to my posts. I'm into that dark stuff. Say I have a dark sense of humor. Clock it's a new word I learned. Clock it. I think that's what they were saying. Okay, you guys can read that. Sepsis, I posted. Oh, this. Sepsis, I posted. I told you guys that my mother had that when I was born. I was premature, so I came into the earth a little messed up. I watched this and I want to know what Eggplant Penis Head's thoughts are on this. It has nothing to do with family, but where you at, Bob? What about Bob? PTSD. Do you have PTSD, Bob? Sandcastles. Dude, check this guy, Nico Moon, out. He's so cool. Of course, please give me a view on my music. Let's watch this. I want to go into the psychology of a child that matures too soon. I told you guys I want to start covering some mental health stuff. And this is something I think I could relate to. And it made me cry, but I don't think I'll cry now. And I'm all cried out. So let's listen to this because it's good for everybody. And then I want to go into the Yellow Wolf. I think mental health is important, and it's something I'm going to continue to stick to.
It starts quietly. No one notices at first. You're 7 years old, staring into the eyes of a parent who is falling apart. Maybe it's addiction. Maybe it's anger. Maybe it's just the hollow silence of someone too broken to show up. And without words, something ancient clicks in your small mind. If I don't hold everything together, no one will. This is how a child disappears, not physically, but psychologically. They smile more, they cry less. They learn to read the room before they speak. They become the emotional thermostat of the household. They become small adults long before their minds are ready, and the world praises them for it. You're so mature. You're so responsible. You're so strong. But no one ever stops to ask, at what cost? This is the invisible grief of those who grew up too fast. And today we're going deep inside the psychology of that child, because the effects don't vanish with age. They shape you. They follow you into relationships, careers, your sense of worth. And if you don't understand what happened, you'll spend your adult life repeating the survival patterns that once saved you, but are now slowly killing you. Let's start with what's really happening developmentally. When children are forced to emotionally support adults instead of the other way around, psychologists call this parentification. It's when a child becomes the caregiver, the peacekeeper, the therapist, the protector. This isn't just unhealthy, it rewires the brain, because when a child is consistently put in charge of emotional regulation, either their own or others, it creates something called hypervigilance. You're always scanning for danger. You walk on eggshells. You learn that love is a transaction. You give peace, and maybe they'll give you safety. You learn that your needs are dangerous, and theirs are urgent. So you disappear, not physically, but emotionally. And in your place grows a version of you that performs well. You become the good child, the quiet achiever, the therapist friend, the one who never asks for anything. And you wear that identity so convincingly that even you forget it's a mask. But deep down, something hurts, something aches, because the inner child you buried didn't die. They're still in there screaming silently, why didn't anyone protect me? As you grow older, the symptoms become more complex. You might become hyper-independent. You refuse help, push people away, or never feel truly safe in love. You might feel numb during happy moments, because joy feels unfamiliar, unearned, even dangerous. You might struggle to rest because productivity is the only way you've ever felt worthy. And worst of all, you might not even realize you're still stuck in survival mode. Because when dysfunction is normalized early, Your nervous system accepts chaos as baseline. Stillness feels wrong. Peace feels suspicious. Love feels like a debt you'll have to repay. This is the psychology of a child forced to grow up too fast. It's not just sadness. It's a complex trauma that reshapes how you view the world, and more importantly, yourself. Now,
let's take a break there. We're in class. So with my mother being an alcoholic, it was hard to grow up being the one in charge of taking care of 4 other children, one 4 years younger than me. Oh, and the youngest just born. I ran away a lot. My mom and I fought a lot. We had a bad, tumultuous, I can't say the word, relationship. I told you guys I ran away with a different Bob. Oh my God, there's so many fucking Bobs. You think Rogersville is bad up here north and like Glassport? There's Bob, the Bob, the builder, you know. This is my brother Bob, my other brother Bob, and my brother Larry. That type of shit. Just like Rogersville. I guess I didn't ever notice that before. Oh, I think I've already found myself 99 bananas. I'm not saying all the way, but I think it's time I start defending myself and being who I am without having to answer to people or lawsuits or people making fun of me. I don't know what's going on with Benny. He ain't said shit, but he's being good with everybody. But he got that suit on. It's kind of scary. I'm ready for a good debate about the Army. But it's hard when you have a lot of young siblings and they all have different fathers. And your mom is like crazy as fuck. I loved my mom, don't get me wrong. And yes, she downed me, but we had good and bad moments. A lot of them are private or when I'm ready. Yes, CPTSD is extremely real. And that was my first diagnosis as a child, Jill. But not in them words because they didn't really diagnose it then. That really started with the Army and with people in the Army. And I think it's time we recognize our veterans and the people that serve for America. Yeah, baby steps. And I really do like politics. It's something I've paid attention to. I'm not all that dumb. And I do think Speakeasy has a really good concept going on there. And I think some of us could benefit from watching some of his stuff. So I'm building him and he don't even know. Next, I'll share his link in my community post, but his shows are interesting and I kind of like the way he does it. But I have some, that's what I was saying earlier, the radio. We only had the radio and it reminded me a hell of a lot of back when you had to call the radio. And we had up here in Pittsburgh, had mixed jams. But they have contests and stuff. And that's what I was thinking about doing on my YouTube. Check this out. And this ain't done. Like all these ain't done. It takes a big heart to teach little minds. It's pumpkins, and I put the little stems on them with a charm, and the charm has a little diamond. You can't see it. But these are things I was thinking about for like little contests that I have. And I'll send you a little sticker of my channel when I get my printer working. And maybe a birthday club or something. What do you think? Do shit a little different here, but the same. I still always want to cover Summer. You guys know that, and I'll always find a way to fold her into the content or take time for her. But I have to remember to take time for myself, and so do you guys. Summer's case gets a little overbearing sometimes, especially for us creators, and the color blue. You can't see it. My computer's broke. I hit my fucking husband over the head with a coffee mug when he lunged at me one day. Yeah, it was getting pretty serious here. I think this time was needed, and I'm seeing some things that are eye-opening. Yes, you do. All these missing child cases are a lot. They are 99 bananas for all of us. And I think it's important sometimes we take a break and maybe just go off task and do something like this. And I always did want to cover mental health. So, and I came out swinging with that. Okay, let's go back to this video.
You may ask, why would any child willingly take on that role? Because children will do anything for attachment, even abandon themselves. The choice is never conscious, it's biological. In the absence of safety, the child sacrifices authenticity for belonging. That's not weakness, that's intelligence, that's instinct. But the tragedy is this: what saved you then imprisons you now. So many of us are walking around as high-functioning adults, with deeply neglected inner children pulling the strings. We overachieve to earn love. We stay silent to avoid abandonment. We take care of everyone, but secretly wish someone would just ask if we're okay. And that fantasy, that someone will notice you're not as strong as you pretend to be, that maybe, just maybe, you'll finally get to fall apart and be held. That is the unmet need, not of your adult self, but of the child who never got to be a child. The first step to healing isn't fixing, it's witnessing. Because until you validate what happened, you'll keep gaslighting yourself with thoughts like, it wasn't that bad. Other people had it worse. I turned out fine. But fine is a mask too, and deep down you know it. So what happens to that child? When they grow up, they become adults who never feel safe, even in calm rooms. They become lovers who can't trust softness. They become givers who can't receive. They become the kind of people who apologize for crying, flinch at compliments, and confuse exhaustion with success. This is the cost of growing up too fast. Because if your childhood trained you to be strong at the expense of being soft, to be quiet instead of honest, to fix others while ignoring your own fractures, then what kind of adulthood do you inherit? You inherit a life where you're always holding your breath, waiting for someone to give you permission to finally fall apart. But here's the truth. No one's coming to rescue the child you buried. You are the one who must go back and hold their hand. You are the one who must say what no one else ever said. You didn't deserve that. You were just a child. You get to rest now. This is the beginning of shadow work. Not fixing, not performing, not bypassing the pain with fake positivity, but turning toward the abandoned parts of yourself and saying, I see you now, I hear you now, and I'm not leaving. That is the reparenting process, and it's brutal because it asks you to feel the grief you never had time to feel. It asks you to sit with the rage, the sorrow, the unmet needs, to weep for the birthdays where no one showed up, to mourn the innocence you lost while protecting people who should have protected you. But that grief, it's not weakness, it's proof that you're healing, because what was once frozen is finally thawing. Now let's talk about how this survival pattern shows up in adulthood, subtly, tragically, and often invisibly. You might become a therapist in all your friendships, but never let anyone truly see you. You might be praised for your independence, when deep down you're terrified of being a burden. You might be in relationships where you overfunction, always fixing, managing, over-explaining, and wondering why you feel resentful. You might struggle with boundaries because saying no still feels like betrayal. These are not personality traits. They are coping strategies, learned, conditioned, and, the good news, unlearnable. But only when you stop idolizing your strength and start honoring your wounds. One of the most powerful things you can do is ask your inner child, what did I need back then that I never got? You may hear answers like, I needed someone to tell me it wasn't my fault. I needed someone to ask how I was doing. I needed to play, rest, laugh, without fear. And slowly, very slowly, you begin to give those things to yourself. Not to fix your past, but to stop reliving it. This is how you stop seeking parents in your partners. This is how you stop mistaking anxiety for intuition. This is how you stop running from the child you were and the self you're becoming. Carl Jung once said, there is no coming to consciousness without pain. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own soul. But shadow work demands that we face it, all of it, the neglected, the ashamed, the scared, the angry, because healing isn't about becoming someone new, it's about remembering who you were before the world told you who to be. So if you're someone who grew up too fast, know this: your maturity was never the problem. The problem was that you had no choice, but now you do. You can choose softness. You can choose to rest. You can choose to stop managing everyone else's emotions and start honoring your own. And no, it won't happen overnight. There will be days you feel like a child again. Good. That's the point. Let that child come home. Let them cry. Let them play. Let them finally be seen. Because you're not broken. You're becoming whole. And maybe for the first time, you're finally growing up the right way. Not through pressure, not through fear, but through truth. You never had a childhood, but you still have a future. And this time, you get to write it.
There's another one I got to look up. I made a promise to somebody at the hospital. I'm going to look into his stuff and see what I think about it, and I'm probably going to share it. And yes, we all feel a connection to Summer, not just Summer, but many other cases and many other world happenings that we don't often talk about in true crime. Politics is one of them. I feel like there's a lot of corruption in politics. There's some other behind the scenes local stuff that's going on. When you see me referencing a flea market guy, that's because y'all got to do your research. I'm not going to go saying who's doing what, but I've mentioned names and things like that. But it connects to another name just like his. And I got a little bit of confirmation while I was in the hospital in a text message because I downloaded the Text Now app from someone. And that's something else that gave me hope. I have a whole lot of things to give me hope. Oh, and look, my friend Coffee. Damn it. He gave me, I love this guy, dude. He's my new best friend for life. Unless he ever did something super bad and it's worse than the hero I think he might be. But he gave me, because I'm too short. You know how I always complain about being too short. I moved back so I look taller. Maybe that's the trick. But he gave me this to sit on, and it was for his leg. He has a leg injury. And then he got mad at me. But I understood. I don't know what's going on. I have been out of politics in so long because I gave all my likes up for Summer. Her whole case has become my life, and not just me, but watching other creators, it's become a little crazy to me. You know what I mean? Are you serious? Oh. I think Benny looks like he's been through the ringer. He's up to some fuck shit. Getting ready to prank me. Share. I don't get it. I don't get the Ziggy shit. My feelings don't change. You guys know how I think. However, my cousins, the one I know is watching, with my friend in the hospital, you could be extremely helpful, and there's different reasons, and we'll get into that one day. Shit is real bad there. Do you want to tell me what's going on, Ellen? Do you want to come on panel? How about before we do that, let's go see what I posted about Army. I want to learn. I don't know a whole lot. I know about the wars each a little bit. I probably know more than I think I do. However, like I said, I think that Ernie connects to people that I know that were connected to Desert Storm, who at one point in life meant something to me, and maybe something with something going on behind or with or separate from Summer's case. And for me, it gets confusing. Oh, I wanted to watch Yellow Wolf explain. How about if we do this another day? Hold on. save to watch later. We'll put it there and then I'll move it, or I'll be reminded in the algorithm. You're being invaded by who? Do you want to go watch some news on it? I was going to show you guys more graphs, but I think this is more important because I don't. Like, I'm so out of the fucking loop in politics. We'll find a short video because I want to watch some other stuff too. Let me see if I can get the earliest. Last hour. Today. Invasion of Grenada. Operation Urgent Fury Rural Court. No, that's 1983. Helen, how about illegal? I don't know much about it. If you want to educate me on it one day on panel. But right now I'm kind of doing like a tribute to my friend, and I'm very interested in the UK and what's going on Islam. I had an encounter with a young Islam boy. I have a lot to cover. You meet a lot of different people out in the world. Let's say that, okay? I want to watch all about this, and actually I'd like to talk to you. I'd really love to talk to you about this for my own reasons. That's interesting to me. But I want to keep it to coffee tonight a little bit. I've seen it. Yes. Anybody and more. Who's that? That name's interesting. We've invited an army. Okay, guys. I want to go to my friend coffee tonight. Today. Not tonight. It's freaking 3. Posts. This is for him and for Penny and for even Penis Head Eggplant. Bitch boy. Okay. All right. Where was I going to? Where the hell did my army shit go? Before we leave, we'll play Danny's Deal With It. I want to start adding more music content too. Okay, what's this? A group of high school students. Yeah. It's a short video. We'll find another one.
Now what I tell it to, you're gonna follow the roll by roll, into my contract. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
This roll only, follow it all. Next roll, go! Hurry up, walk fast enough! Go, get it, let's go! Hurry up, let's go, get it! Get it! Go, 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 go! Let's go!
Okay, that was more of a funny one. Now I want to find one that's going to teach us. Who's Tommy? Boy, I really got to look in this stuff. I promised Helen tonight or tomorrow we'll go over it if you're in chat. The next time you're in chat, I'll make sure I take the time. Okay. All right. Yeah, guys, make sure you follow all my stuff and watch Eggplant Penis Head. This right here is for my sister Shannon. It's a song she sent to me once while she was in active addiction, and that's how we would communicate because she couldn't talk to me. And I don't know why, and it was years, and I would only hear from her, like, God, every 8 months or something. It was really bad, and it gets scary. Fuck you, Bob. Steven, I truly mean this. Okay, how about this? A hero song, I think.
They built a wall, they dug the trench, tried to steal my fire. I saw the darkness in their eyes, heard all the whispers, all the lies. This is a story that cannot be told, and timid lines of soft surrender's way. I'm staking my claim, I'm taking the day. The current pulls, the pressure mounts, but my strength is what truly counts. You can push me to the edge and back, but you will never derail my bed. I will not break, I'm forged in the fire, burning brighter, taking it higher. I will not break, I'm stoned to the bone, standing solid on this chosen throne. You can throw your worst, you can send the pain, but the will of my heart will forever remain. You're facing the tide of the force you can't shake. I will not break, I will not break. Remember the moment they watched you fall. They wanted silence or defeated sound, but all they got was a shaking ground. The scar tissue healed and turned to steel. Every betrayal made me know what is real. The current pulls the pressure mount, but my strength is what truly counts. You can push me to the edge and back, but you will never derail my bed. I will not break, I'm forged in the fire, burning brighter, taking it higher. I will not break, I'm stoned to the bone, standing solid on this chosen throne. You can throw your worst, you can send the pain, but the will in my heart will forever remain. You're facing the titan, a force you can't shake. I will not break, I will not break. Go on and test the limits of my soul. I'm a lightning strike. The storm inside me is a brutal. There's nothing left to fear, nothing left to say but the promise I made. This is the line, the final call. You see me standing when you fall. I will not break, I will not break. I will not break. I will not break.
That was just something I run across that I liked, that I share. I often like to go over my community posts so I can, I don't know, share what I mean when I say them, because people like to misconstrue shit. I think that I've had to prove it so long, what I always show, that I got used to doing it and it became habit. I'm actually having fun. Second wind, I need to get my ass to bed. Jody, Freaking A, dude. Great fucking jam. Thank you for sharing that. I love that song. Oh, yeah. My brother-in-law and my husband. Make sure you check them out. Give them a like. Watch all the comments. They're interesting. Bob doesn't care about missing children. Eggplant, penis head. Yeah, we Scottish mom. All right, listen, we're going to go over some British stuff for Helen. Next time I'm live, I'm going to jump off. And I'm going to continue to go through some Army stuff for my new friend. I'm going to get to know him, and he was moved to another hospital. I think I can go visit him, so I'm going to make a call tomorrow and see. I'm waiting to hear from some people or hear if there's any confirmation, or if not, then I'm just going to call. All right, guys. Helen, Jill, everybody in the UK praying for the UK. Keep praying for anybody at war. Peace and love. You know the motto. Piss pad. CZ. Fuck you, Jody. All right, guys. I'm going to go get some sleep. You guys have a great day, too. And I will see you on the flip side. Goodbye.